That is a lovely question, young Hubbard. I am currently containing my broken bones. It is still within me, and it won't leave. But I would imagine sooner than later it will be fully unleashed. And you're on mission on that will become absolutely obsolete.
Awesome. So what made you guys want to come back to the WWE?
For me, I knew deep down it was inevitable. Like one of these days it would happen because this is where we started, and naturally it's where we want to end. I didn't know it was going to happen this soon, but things just kind of came into play, and we had the opportunity to return to WrestleMania 33, and I mean, we couldn't pass that up. So everything worked out. It was just in the end, it was the perfect story. The whole expedition of gold to go from TNA to Ring of Honor, and then win the WWE Championships was just priceless.
Awesome. Thank you.
Do you have any plans to use your old solo themes and use them?
I would almost bet at some point you will hear those. You will hear his and you will hear mine. Oh yeah, you know, and I would imagine you'll probably hear some that are coming, and then you'll also see newer stuff. If we have a newer, updated version of the Broken Hardys that is a WWE version, you know, which I think we'll get to eventually. You know, so there's a lot of cool, neat, interesting stuff I think you're going to see from us. And I think one of the most intriguing things is the entire crop of talent has changed so much at WWE. I mean, there's so many amazing matches, not only for us as a tag team, but as singles competitors. You know, Jeff versus Finn, Jeff versus Seth Rollins, you know, myself versus Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns. I mean, there's so many possibilities, so I think there's going to be a lot of cool, exciting stuff on the horizon for us.
Jeff, you do a lot of music. Are you interested in doing your guys' theme music, or would that be an interest for you?
Yeah, eventually one of these days. We're just my third band album is about to come out, Forever to Complete, and I'm super excited about that. It'll be out July 17th. Yeah, one of these days I'd love to, but I really miss No More Words, my solo music, you know, from 07, 08, 09, and so I can't wait to kind of get back to that and hear that adrenaline rush again.
Will you ever do the Hardy Rival again? And also, are you excited for Extreme Rules?
I'm very excited for Extreme Rules. I haven't been in a steel cage match in quite a while, you know, since 09 with CM Punk. I believe so. I'm looking forward to Sunday for sure, and hopefully, no, we'll never fight again.
Thank you.
Any cool standout stories? Any hint of when the Delete Gimmick will start?
You know, there's no real certain standout stories. Not really a lot of information to divulge right now as far as that goes. I mean, there's a lot of things in the works, and we're staying very constant and pushing in that direction. And I think we're going to eventually get there. You know, but right now we are doing something we enjoy so much. It's almost like we're living out the storybook ending of Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boyz team stream, and we got to do that starting at the grand stage of WrestleMania. So in due time, I think anticipation will help make it be even greater.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm just letting you know your All Yes song is like one of my favorites of all time. I think something like wrestling fantasies and all that.
Excellent. Live for the moment.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
During the time that you guys were gone from the company, do you have any regrets of not working with anybody?
I guess you mean as far as like having wrestled against someone or whatnot. I feel like a lot of the guys, we worked with pretty much everyone while we were there. I feel like most of the guys who really came up and grown into being superstars are still around now. So I think we'll get the opportunity to. There's no one off the top of my head that I can think of that I missed that I would really have liked to during that period or that window.
Yeah, me either. I've been very fortunate to have worked with so many of my influences and inspirations. I never had a match with Hogan, you know, that's kind of a dream that was never fulfilled. But you know, overall, man, I've been extremely lucky. I look forward to working on these new guys like Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. It's so exciting. So what the future holds.
Thanks, guys. Jeff, you mentioned that the dreams and influences. What is it like now to be dreams and influences of the newer crop of wrestlers? What does that mean for you guys?
For me, it's strange because I still feel like You know, I have so many people that I look up to and want to be like, and it's just weird to think of myself as like a legend or an influence, you know, personally. But it's so cool to see some of these young guys come up and ask for advice, you know, in this time around. And so I look forward to moving on and continue to be a leader.
And I think, coming piggybacking off the question, it's strange, and in many ways it's very flattering, but also surreal. Like a lot of these guys that are the current WWE stars, like the main core group of guys, like grew up watching us, you know, and like they were inspired by us when we started. It's just insane. Like Sasha Banks, for instance, she was a Hugh Hardy's fan. She's 25 years old. We've been wrestling for 25 years. I mean, like since she was born. I mean, that's crazy, you know, and that just once again shows us we're truly blessed and very fortunate to be able to wrestle at this stage in the game, especially after everything we've put our bodies through over the last quarter of a century.
As far as the broken character, when you eventually do become broken, do you think you're gonna have to be H-Week first, or do you think you'll be able to go straight to Brother Nero?
I think I kind of have to go straight to Brother Nero because even now, you know, we hear the Brother Nero like a lot of places, and it's very. I mean, it's a powerful thing, the whole Broken Universe and Broken Brilliance. So yeah, I think my first go-to is going to be Brother Nero for sure. Let me wipe my eyes out.
So, when the Broken Universe makes its way to WWE, is there any chance we're going to see anything from Samuel Benjamin, King Max, or whatever, or anything? Are they going to make it or not?
Yes, you know, I would say never say never. You know, it's very humbling, the power that all the magic we created and that exists within the Broken Universe grew and garnered as much attention as it did. I would feel like to fulfill the Broken Universe, those characters would definitely have to appear at some point. I don't know if they would be there all the time, but I think they would certainly make appearances because they were a big, integral part of the Broken Universe.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, man?
I was wondering, who's your favorite tag team that you wrestled? Or to wrestle?
To wrestle, well, we actually had a little brief encounter with them. One of my favorites of all time is the legendary Rock and Roll Express. Never like a full-fledged match, but yeah, down the road, I'd love to battle them in the WWE. It would be amazing now that they're Hall of Famers, and they can still go, so that'd be awesome.
I definitely have to go back to the guys that we kind of like made our names with, became superstars with, and that's Edge and Christian. Obviously, one of our favorite tag teams ever to wrestle. You can't leave out the Dudley Boyz, you know, because we made all the TLC matches together. And another team that I would love to see come to the WWE one day, who I think is truly deserving of being on the highest platform possible, is the Bucks of Youth, the Young Bucks. I would love to see them. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, so I love the Hardy Show a few years ago, and I was wondering because you had in the other promotion in our space to get the same. Just ability to itch in the WWE.
For sure, I think Itchweed, he's ready for the network for sure. He needs his own program.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you.
Hey guys, so this Sunday we have been seeing a Matt Hardy leg drop off the top of the steel cage or a Jeff Hardy corkscrew.
Probably a Jeff Hardy corkscrew.
No leg drop like can't say.
No, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. But like when you're talking about someone doing the most insane stuff between myself and Brother Nero, it's probably going to be the spot on here.
Either of us do that leg drop, our spines will definitely be broken.
Hey guys. So we saw you wrestle in Altoona for Big Time Wrestling back in November. What's it like normally going from wrestling in front of 200-300 people, and 5 months later, 80,000 people wrestling?
You know, it's weird. I feel kind of like the stage of the game we're at. Once you kind of go through the curtain and you go in front of the crowd, you kind of do your thing. Obviously, when you're with the WWE or WrestleMania, there's a lot more pressure on you. And in some ways, we didn't feel as much pressure because literally, we rushed into the building, went up 5 flights of stairs, and went out through Gorilla. So there like wasn't a lot of time to stop or think. You know, usually like, you know, you're kind of warming up or you're in your mind mentally going over the match before you go out there, and there was none of that. Like, it was literally rushed and going to a sea of humanity in front of, you know, everyone at WrestleMania 33. So obviously there's more pressure, there's more stress, you know, and you really want to, you feel like you can't make any mistakes, you can't make any errors. But, you know, whenever you go out there and you wrestle, I feel like if you're truly passionate about what you do, it really doesn't change whether you're wrestling in front of, you know, 300 or 30,000. It's kind of consistent. You know, you go to the ring and you do your thing as a performer.
Thank you. Now, when you guys re-debuted at WrestleMania, obviously that was a big secret. How did that secret get kept? It's really rare now, especially in the age of the internet, that you can keep a secret that big and surprise that many people.
A lot of lying. I mean, I was doing a lot of stuff in character, which was, you know, kind of easy. Oh, anything's possible, you know, whatever. But because from the point of us knowing, and then WrestleCon, Ring of Honor, the biggest house they've had, you know, up to date, with this crazy ladder match and the Young Bucks, and then knowing we did like a 5-hour meet and greet the day of WrestleMania, a broken tailgate party, and then, you know, snuck on into WrestleMania, went out in front of, you know, 75,000 people. Yeah, I remember standing, like, doing interviews, and at one point I said, oh yeah, no, we're going to stay in Ring of Honor throughout the summer. I'm going to talk to them about doing like a rock show or something, and it was just, I'm like, I don't think I got what it takes to really get back to WWE, just things like that. But I see it as like a good surprise birthday party, and it was all worth it.
We knew about 3 weeks before WrestleMania we were going to be at WrestleMania. We didn't know exactly what we were going to be doing. We knew a couple weeks out we were going to be in the match. And my thing is, you know, I think that the magic of professional wrestling is, you know, as a fan, as a viewer, myself, I want to be guessing. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to be sure of where the line truly falls between like fiction and reality. You know, so that's what I try and do. I try and blur things. Like, I always try to be honest whenever I do interviews and say things. You know, I might not give you a direct answer, but I'll kind of, you know, I'll beat around the bush a little bit. Jeff just came straight out. Lied a couple times on interviews. It is what it is. You know, but he had the pressure on him. But it was one of those things. I think it was worth the fact that we protected it so heavily to keep it confidential, because the moment when we came through that curtain at WrestleMania, I mean, it was unreal. I mean, just the sound. It's just in slow motion. I get to see seas of people, you know, doing, you know, and just, you know, oh, you know. Every emotion you can imagine, and just it was so incredible. Like, it truly one of the top moments of our career, my career for sure. But you know, the fact that it was kept within such a small circle within WWE, I think, you know, myself, my brother, you know, obviously our families, you know, maybe Vince, Triple H, and Mark Ronald, I think that's like all of them. You know, so very well contained. You know, because everything does get on this day and age, especially with the way information travels. So we really went above and beyond to keep it a secret and make sure it remained a secret. And it was well worth it in the end. I feel like it's one of the most, you know, OMG WrestleMania moments of all time. So it's very, very cool to use all of them.
I know in the past that you two have been very talented tag team champions, but there was also a time where you used to have a rivalry against each other. How was that for you?
For me, it was awesome because we used to love watching, you know, Bret and Owen Hart. I think they wrestled that Mania, right? At one point, so I was like, man, naturally, we can do that one day, and hopefully we will. And yeah, that's all I thought about, like fulfilling another dream. And you know, it's always fun in a way to be in there with your brother because you're a little rougher with each other, for sure. And he's, bless his heart, the first guy that was ever willing to take my human sandwich spot, you know, which is underneath a table, on a table, underneath another table, and he was man enough to stay there for me, and it was so cool.
As wrestlers, with your touring schedule, with your recovery, and as athletes, how's that changed over the years?
Ooh, Father Time is not generous to any of us. I'll tell you that. It's very cool. We worked out a nice agreement with WWE, so we have a limited number of dates we'll be doing. We're going to be around at all the TVs and doing the majority of shows, but we're going to have a weekend or so off every month at least, so they're going to take care of us. It just gets tougher as you get older, and I think it's becoming familiar with your body. Even towards the end of my first WWE run, I was so banged up and beat up, and I really had to kind of understand as my body aged and as I got older, I also had to mature my work and work smarter. And I learned to do that in the last few years because, like, the older you get, you can't go out there and kill yourself and bounce back. I mean, I remember being able to go out and I feel like I was literally beating myself to, you know, to death every night, and I could bounce back the next day. And that's just like the power of youth. And as you get older, you don't have it anymore. So it's just learning how to work smarter. And now with the schedule, it's just, you know, I think I can speaking for him and I both, we both have kids, we have families, you know, so it's like, you know, the most important thing to us is like to get up, we want to, you know, do our cardio or stretch or workout or whatever it may be, trying to maintain our body. You know, it's more about maintenance as opposed to like gaining size or anything else, you know, just trying to stay limber and quick, and, you know, trying to be able to hang with this cool, young, hungry crop of guys that are in the WWE right now. And then, you know, we try and eat healthy, we try and sleep right, you know, it's just really trying to like take care of yourself from an overall perspective. And that's it. There's no really secret that I would hold that I wish I knew one. I wish I could find one. Maybe Broken Matt Hardy will find one in the future. That's a possibility, for sure. But until then, you know, we just try and like, you know, just take care of ourselves like day in and day out.
And I'm still just relying on hope and faith.
I love it. We are.
So I know you guys have faced your own personal demons, and I'm sure a lot of your fans can relate to that. As we all go through our own struggles, what advice would you give to the fans that were going through similar experiences like you guys did?
I mean, the first thing I would say is just, you know, like, one thing about all of us, one thing we all have in common is that we're all human, and being human means you're not perfect, and you're not going to be perfect, and everyone is going to go through bad periods or down periods, and it's more or less, there was a quote I saw like in Amy Winehouse movie a while back. It says, life teaches you how to live it if you live long enough. And it's very true. Like, I think if you live and you go through enough experiences, I think you can grow from them, you can gain from them, but it's just, you just have to be smart, you have to be responsible, and don't be afraid to like lean on other people that are good, supportive friends and whatnot. You know, but like, you just have to find a groove in life that makes you happy and it also keeps you healthy. I think that's the most important thing.
Those close calls are the best ones, you know, like those huge mistakes that you can actually learn from and take them seriously. Because, like, I was lucky, you know, I got arrested, I got in legal trouble. And then, you know, another embarrassing situation where I wasn't even able to wrestle. So all those combined, like, man, I got to get my stuff together, man. I can't continue to abuse this life like I'm doing. So yeah, I just learn from those bad mistakes and don't make them again.
Thank you very much, and kudos to kicking those demons' asses.
Thank you.
Here's a question for my son over here. He wanted to know if we're ever going to see the Jeff Hardy face paint anytime soon.
Yeah, you know, when I had my first singles match, I was like, we were talking about music earlier too, and I was like, wow, that'd be cool if I came out to know more words, being it's not a Hardy Boyz match, and then again, it'd be way cool if I painted my face like during a solo match, but then I couldn't get it cleared. Let me wait to the meeting, some higher up said, and I'll know next week if you can paint your face or not. For sure, yeah, it's going to come back. I mean, because I missed the Instagram when I first got into that, like real big. I was doing face paint every night when I would do the eyelid thing, and man, what a collection. You can still go back and look at them all. And it was a lot of work, but yeah, for sure, I'm going to bring that back hopefully better than ever soon.
Awesome, thanks.
First, me and the entire city of Philadelphia want to thank you both for doing what you could to make it out the House of Hardcore and being able to fulfill that independent date. That was a big event, and we were really happy that you guys could make that out. So thank you guys for doing what you could behind the scenes to come out for House of Hardcore.
Thank you. I will tell you this: a lot of people give, you know, Vince and Triple H a hard time, but they did. They were totally understanding. Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what was going on, even a little bit more in detail. Just because they were going to let us fulfill those dates, but they didn't want us to wrestle, they were still going to let us appear or take part in an angle or story or whatever. And Tommy Dreamer had spoke with the Young Bucks. They were originally going to be there, and then one of the Young Bucks got like deathly sick and didn't show up, so he was kind of stuck. And I said, well, let us call Triple H. And yeah, so until the situation, we'll ask, we'll tell them, you know, we promise, we'll be smart. And he did as well, and they were totally cool with it. And you know, they're up for what's in the best interest of like wrestling fans in many ways. You know, it doesn't always seem like that, and sometimes they don't make perfect decisions, but they really do. In the big scheme of things, they really do want to do what's best for the wrestling fan and best for their business.
And each of you, what have been your most favorite and least favorite gimmick matches in your career? Or type gimmick match.
The worst gimmick I can think of that I was involved in was when I had to do a pizza eating contest versus MVP. A little story with that. It was supposed to be a hot dog eating contest because of something that was going on, and apparently whatever they had, MVP was like allergic to. So then they said, okay, we'll make it a pizza eating contest. But then someone got like the biggest Chicago-style deep dish pizza possible. So it's like, it's the biggest piece you could imagine. We're supposed to like scarf it down and, in record time. So it was, that was probably my least favorite segment I've been involved in.
I think all of my favorite matches have been gimmick matches. I mean, the one that stands out right away was a Falls Count Anywhere with the Umaga back in the day, because I finally got to do the Willow, slide down the stairwell, the rail and clothesline. And then we did the swanton off of the trailer, in the parking lot. So yeah, that's one of my favorites for sure. It's just chaotic.
Hey guys.
Hey man.
My question was about the Hardy Show. Like I went through Jeff's DVD, My Life, My Rules. What was probably your favorite episode of Shoot?
For sure, I would say the Itchweed's Watermelon Duel is one that stands out for me. I think that thing was almost flawless, man. It was just hilarious. Itchweed was out there. We'd eaten the watermelon patch for some reason, and there was 2 donkeys in the pasture, and he was talking to the donkeys and the mules. And Matt Shanamore and Kirby Mack and rolled up on the scene. We ended up like throwing watermelons at each other, and Matt got the worst of every throw for sure from Itchweed. Pretty brutal.
I always get the worst end of everything when it has to do with that. It beats me up nonstop. Don't believe those Big Brother rumors. That's only when we were little. Now it takes me all the time.
Just with watermelons.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to first say thank you so much for letting me feel like I could be who I wanted to be. I could dress how I wanted to dress. Especially you, Jeff, man. Like, I saw you and I was like, wait, this guy doesn't care? I was like, wait, I can do that too. I was like 11 years old when I first saw you guys, man. So that really helped me, and that shaped, who I was and my comfortability in myself. But the biggest the question I wanted to ask you guys was just, what spot do you think, like when you look back across your careers, many spots, did you do and you thought, that was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done? Because I'm thinking of, Jeff, when you did that swanton against RVD in SmackDown, and you looked like you knocked yourself out.
Oh yeah, is that when I went to the table?
Like
vertical. Yeah, that was the dumbest thing. Even, oh my God, I don't know why I do things like that, because I was like, I don't think many people are going for a vertical like that, but like that, just, oh my God, I hit so hard, that table exploded. And then my dumb ass again at one point just wanted to get to a table upside down. This is many years ago, and I was like, man, I think it'll be cool, man. I just want to do it. I got to get it out of my head, And sure enough, I jumped in a leg drop to a table upside down, like through the metal things. And again, I was like, well, why would I do that? But at least it's done.
He really. I just have to add to that story. We were in there with the Dudleys in that.
They were.
Yeah, it's us and the Dudleys and the Wolves. And he had the table upside down from the barricade to the ring. The legs were sticking up, like all the dangerous stuff you could hit underneath the table. And he jumped off the top and like did a cannonball through the table. And like there was no like give, because the other way is where it gives, like where the framing stuff is. And he just like massacred himself to the floor. And I remember he kept saying, "No, I have to do it. I have to do it. It's in my head. It's in my head." And then he came to the curtain and I like killed him. And I said, "How was that table?" He said, "It was terrible." I said, "Don't worry." He said, don't worry. It's out of my head. It's out of my head. It's out of my head. He's an artist, man. He's an artist. But the thing you shared too about saying that he helped you feel free to be yourself, express yourself, everyone. So thanks for sharing that, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome,
best, man.
And that's something that I hope everyone can experience, because there's a true freedom in feeling that. It's very important in this day and age.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
This is going to be our last question, right? What would you say to two brothers that want to be tag team champions like you guys? Like they watched you their whole life and they finally got to that point where they get an independent scene and they're that close. So what's some advice for the two guys?
I mean, the first thing I say when people ask me, the young, aspiring wrestlers, you know, the best advice I can give you is like make it a lifestyle. Because if you truly want to succeed and make it on the highest level, which is WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, it's like this is something that becomes a lifestyle. It's not just like a job that you do from 9 to 5, and you truly like. You know, you have to eat a certain way, you have to train a certain way, you have to watch all the wrestling programming that's out there, you have to, you know, work out in the ring, you have to do everything. You really have to put in a lot of work. It's not like something you can do like 1 or 2 days a week. You have to make it a lifestyle in many ways. And you have to have the passion and truly love what it is, because professional wrestling is like the most amazing sport / art / entertainment that there's ever been. It's just so huge and encompassing if you truly want to master it. So make it a lifestyle. But I would never ever, you know, tell anyone don't do it, because like myself and Jeff, it was our dreams. All we wanted to do growing up is be the WWE Tag Team Champions one time, and we've done much better than that. So we're both very blessed. But man, it's given us a great life, and it's given a great life for our family. So yeah, it's very cool. You have to work hard. It's not an easy life. It's not an easy profession to make it in. But my best advice is to make it a lifestyle.
And we were obsessed with it. You know, we wanted to make it that bad. And don't be afraid of that. You know, let it consume you to a certain extent. And don't stop it till you make it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. In closing, what does this title reign mean for you both?
I mean, for me, I felt like it validated for both of us the hard work we've done over the last couple of years. Especially, I did some stuff at ROH. Jeff was one of the guys who kept Impact Wrestling afloat. And then whenever I came back and joined him, and we won the tag team titles there, and we had a pretty amazing reign. We were doing stuff that I think was like truly breakthrough television, and the stuff that we created together and put on the television product. And then leaving there and going to ROH and beating the Young Bucks for the Ring of Honor tag team titles, and then coming to WWE, just really solidified, you know, we are, you know, one of the best tag teams ever. And it also solidified, like, hey, we've done all this hard work, we won this Expedition of Gold, and it became real. It was truly real. Like, we did win all the gold that there was for us to collect at that time. And it was just us coming home too, man. Like, WWE is where we started, it's where we began, and we've always said it's where we'll end, and it was just time to come home. It was time to come home and do our thing and really make this last run about us cementing our legacy and having fun.
And I'm extremely guilt-free now, because I broke my leg back in April, 2015, April 28th to be exact. And we were the tag team champions in TNA. And I was the Omega heavyweight champion, so naturally I had to give those up. And I felt so bad at that point, but maybe things do happen for a reason, because if that hadn't happened, maybe we had never seen like a broken Matt Hardy. But now, the bottom line is, like, we're back in the WWE and we're the best tag team in the world, and that's why it's full circle.
Give it up for Matt and Jeff Hardy. I know there's a lot of people out here who are on Twitter. Somebody at Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and tell them Jeff Hardy just said the Hardys were the best tag team. Thank you.